important, I want to say good evening to all of you. I hope that you guys had a wonderful time so far. Today is Wednesday, the 6th of February 2019, and I'm so happy to be here again because I know that we are going to spend some interesting moments to share one or two things, and why not discuss some of your challenges. It is very important because what we are doing here is training. We are doing practical work. We are doing practical work, right? So we are not actually doing a kind of a one-man show kind of thing, but I like when we share our challenges together and we come out with possible solutions. So people have been sending me a lot of reports, like Mr. OKK sent me his spreadsheet where he was showing me a lot of icebreaker that he has been doing so far, and he has been having a couple of reactions so far. So I want to maybe come to him first. Let him tell me what the challenges from this ice breaking that he has been doing. Let him tell us some of the challenges he had so far. Mr. OKK, you're welcome.
My brother Ember. How has your day been?
Very well, thank you.
All right, I greet everyone in the house. Right. I say welcome to this, our great house of abundance. Well, I wouldn't really say that I've been having a lot of challenges in my ice breaking because I think I have kind of perfected, the way I do my ice breaking, and I'm I'm looking at it that even when my laptop is fixed, I don't know if I will have to go back to our trainer's approach. But what I am doing so far is so exciting. Because all the ice breaking that I've done so far is been up and down. Sometimes you get responses, sometimes you don't. But we don't have to stop ice breaking because it is expected that not every person that you get in contact with will eventually respond. Even some of the people that might respond may not even join TBC, and so our duty is to continue to break the ice.
Yeah.
Until we're able to exhaust all the names in Facebook, and I believe that's why my brother Embe is doing his 90-day challenge, and I mean, he just keeps breaking irrespective of those that are responding and those that are. But at the end of the day, we are almost sure that at least 10% of the ISIS we have broken will join us as members of TBC, and I think that is where the that is the flesh of the whole effort that we are making. Because I mean, if you stay and do nothing, then even the 10% will not come. You are not going to get that 10%. Okay, so the my advice is that every one of us must continue to break this ice. We must continue to break the ice because that is where we are going to get this 1 billion members that we are expecting. Most of them are going to come through ice breaking. Therefore, there is no stopping ice breaking effort.
Right.
Okay. So, of course, in the past, I had told us what I do in trying to break the ice.
Right.
It doesn't come in one way. There are it comes in various ways. But the thing is that we have to develop ourselves to the extent that whichever way it comes, we know what to do, we know what to say, so that we will be on top, like our trainer, will always say that you must be in charge at any point in time.
Of course.
And that is, how I have, developed myself, that at any point in time, no matter the way the ice breaking is going, I will be on top and be in charge.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Okeke. Actually, I noticed that our last training, people are actually doing some work, and I appreciate, like, I saw Miss Judy. Maybe I should share my screen a little bit. Miss Judy has been doing something wonderful, and I'm very sure that if she has been breaking the ice so far, definitely she will be having responses. If you look at Miss Judy, let me quickly go to no, this is not her. Let me quickly go to her post today, and let's see what she's doing. She has actually worked out her profile such that at least when you look at her, she has worked her profile. It looks beautiful, and she has some motivation going on her profile. This is something wonderful. I've been monitoring these accounts. Ms. Judy, how do you feel when your account is clean? You have a beautiful picture, very empowering, very charming picture. And if you want to send ice breaking, definitely, whoever you send ice breaking, visit your page. He will definitely say something. And I'm seeing a lot of movement taking place in your Facebook page so far. Ms. Judy, maybe you should tell us your impression so far and what is happening in your area. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, madam.
No, now I can really see why you said we must change our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Because I've been just responding to other people's pages. So people really need to see the real me.
Right.
So it's true when you're saying that, if I should have been posting myself maybe at home with my daughter or whatever, I think most of the people could have joined TBC a long time ago. So I can see where this is going. And so thank you very much.
Ooh. Okay, madam. So guys, did you see what I'm saying here? That is the magic. That is it. This is what I say. This is it. If I might say like that, that is it. When people put in action, when people put in what you are saying into practice, it works like magic. It works like magic because when people start seeing movement on your Facebook page and seeing sign of living, it works. Trust me, it actually works. And when people were telling me this thing, I don't know, I've been saying no response. I was really curious. I was trying to find out what is actually happening. And I went for that to realize that people have not been doing what is required. And this is Ms. Judy here testifying that it is working out. After she has changed her profile picture, cleaned her Facebook page, post some motivation, and by the time you contact somebody, he will like, okay, let me listen to you at least. Even if he will not join TBC at that moment, but at least let him listen. You don't feel like a lonely somebody, right? Now, I will focus my training today on somebody who knows somebody that is called Thomas Edison. Who knows who is called Thomas Edison? Do we know him? If you know him, maybe just show your hand up. Who knows Thomas Edison? I'm seeing just one. Nobody. Hey, who should not disgrace me? I'm seeing one person. Who knows Thomas Edison? Okay, Madame Adiola, I know that you must know this one. Okay, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3. Okay, all right. Well, it doesn't matter if you don't know him so far. Thomas Edison is that man who invented the light bulb. right? The bulb that we are using is that person that invented the light bulb. Now, let me tell you something. Do you know that he actually tried about 10,000 times, 10,000 times before he succeeded. You know, he tried, and when he was at his 9,000 times, he was interviewed. He was interviewed by a journalist, right? He was interviewed by a journalist who asked him that, Thomas, do you feel like a failure? Do you feel like a failure for not succeeding 9,000 times? Yeah, when he was at his 9,000 times trials, he was asked during an interview that, Thomas, do you feel like a failure after trying 9,000 times and it didn't work out? And I wish you really know what he replied or what he responded. He said, he actually said, why will he feel like a failure? He said, why will he feel like a failure? He just discovered 9,000 times ways of which a light bulb will not work, right? He just discovered 9,000 times ways which a light bulb will not work. Can somebody picture something from here? Listen, he actually tried 9,000 times, it was not working at all. And he was interviewed by somebody, and he said, they asked him, do you feel like a failure? He said, he just discovered 9,000 times that a light bulb cannot work 9,000 times. That's 9,000 ways. Now, I want to relate this guy to what is happening in TBC, because this guy succeeded at his 10,000 times. He succeeded at his 10,000 trial, right? So imagine you here doing icebreaker. Some of you have not even sent icebreaker to 10,000 people or to 1,000 people, and you are like feeling it will not work. You are like feeling that I have done so much. As a result of that, there is no reason why I should be doing this anymore. As a result of that, you said, some of you might be listening to me now for the very first time, and you have been doing TBC. You have been doing TBC, and you are not actually making money. You are not actually making money. You have tried many ways in TBC, and there is no money coming out from it. But you haven't tried 10,000 times. You haven't tried 10,000 different ways, right? You have just tried the 9,000 times or 9,000 ways. So definitely, you will actually figure out. Of course, I know that many of you will say that life needs to go on. I need to eat. Of course, you need to eat. You need to live life. But trust me, it is not TBC that will just come and solve all your financial problems per day. It's not TBC that will just come and boom, you just become a billionaire. It's not TBC that will do that. Yes, it might happen, but that will require a process. There are steps. There are steps to follow. We are still at the foundation. And building this foundation will take time. Building the foundation means that there are even some things that we'll do and we'll feel that it is not working out, right? And we'll feel that it's not working out. But the question I want to ask you, have you tried your 10,000 times? Thomas Edison tried 10,000 times. Look, let me tell you, we are aspiring to become billionaires. Billionaires have a formula. Look, try to picture out the success formula for all billionaires, starting from Bill Gates, Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Steve Jobs, all those great men, right? All those great men in technology, all those great men in wherever, football, baseball, handball, basketball, figure their lives. There is one thing that they do. What is that thing? They figure one thing. They choose one thing and they figure how to succeed in that thing in many ways, but they will not change that thing. Thomas Edison tried 10,000 times. He did not say, okay, now that I cannot succeed in making the light bulb, let me go and try the generator. Let me go and try, I don't know, let me go and try the television. Let me go and try Apple. He said he was figuring out how he can make it no matter what. So you realize that he chose the light bulb. It was not working out. He failed. He made a lot of failures. But he was surrounding himself with many ways. If somebody tell you you are in this TBC for many years or for many months or for many weeks and it is not working out, tell him that I have just figured out many ways why TBC can't work like that. Right? I have just figured out many ways why TBC can't work like all what we know. You know, this formula I'm telling you, go and read it. Go and figure out the lifestyle of billionaire. When Bill Gates, for example, came out with the Microsoft, he had failures, he had challenges. He did not move from Microsoft to something else. Take Steve Jobs. When Steve Jobs was trying to figure out Apple, he had challenges, he had insult. Take, for example, who knows this lady that wrote Harry Potter? They call him J.K. Rowling. That's the lady's name, right? J.K. Rowling, when he wrote the book Harry Potter, nobody was willing to produce that book. Nobody. It was up to what I was 19, what like that. The book came out like the book achieved one of the best sales in England. One of the best sales in England, and it all started from there. Before then, follow the film. So you need to figure out the lives of billionaires. They take one thing, they concentrate on it, and they figure out many ways why that thing is not working out. And at one point in time, they will have the right way for it to make it happen. They will figure out the right way, and that's the same thing that's happening in TBC today. Many TBCians have skipped and they are now doing many other things. I'm not refusing you from doing other things. I have my philosophy. But trust me, their energy is scattered, or their energies are scattered, and they want to do so many things. So many things. It means that what? They have to figure out if for them to succeed in that so many things, they need 10,000 tries. Then it means that if they're doing 10 things, they are going to do 10,000 times 10 in order for them to succeed. And that takes energy. That takes time. That takes a lot of energy. You are so exhausted. And at the long run, there is a high probability that you won't make money. There is a high probability that you cannot achieve billionaire status when your energy is scattered. But when you take one thing, I'm just giving you examples of these people. Steve Jobs, he discovered the iPhone that we have today, up to iPhone, I don't know whether it's iPhone 9 or iPhone 10, I don't know. But he encountered failures. We have Henry Ford, who discovered the Ford cars, which is one of my best cars that I love so much. He figured out, he almost went crazy. People thought that he was mad. And he always said that there is one of his quotes that he said, if I have asked them, they would have told me to produce a faster horse. Because when Henry Ford came out with the Ford engine or whatever, in those days, they were actually using horse, right? They were actually using horse to transport people from one place to another, in those days. So when he succeeded with the Ford car, he said, if he has asked the people what to do to solve their problem that vehicles could solve, he said he knew that the people would have asked him to produce a faster horse or to produce a kind of horse that would be faster. So he did it, he figured it out himself. He figured it out, he figured out many ways to succeed in that. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to tell you people is that we need to figure out, as trainees, we need to figure out. Look, this weekend, I was so disappointed with some people because there are some people that are doing trainings here with me, and they have people that are coming on board that have already invested, but they have not sent me any 50%. But the people told me that, look, I watch your training that you are prospect. I will not call names here. That's it. I watch your training that has one of your trainees has been sending to me, and that has pushed me to put in money in TBC. I said, okay, fine. And the people were like, you know what? I want to work with you now. I said, like, really? But your sponsor never told me anything. He said, but okay. So when I hear such things, I laugh. To me, you might feel that they might feel that they are doing it to me. But when I say it, I laugh because I said, oh, ye of little faith, of no vision of whatever we are doing. Because there is what they call the law of karma, right? The law of karma will always visit you back. If you come, you do my trainings, you send my trainings to people, they get educated, and later on they come on board. It's but normal that if you're my trainee, you have the right to send me 50% of that investment. That is our agreement for everybody that is coming in this training. That's why I don't charge you for my trainings. My trainings are free. I give you the privilege to learn, and then later on, we share 50-50 when you start making sales. So let us not be people of small vision. Let us be people that we want to work together. Trust me, those people, there are two of them, they say they want to work straight with me. And imagine when they want to work straight with me, and maybe they want to add money. And tell me, how do you think? Maybe if you would have contacted me and we worked together, the money they wanted to add now, they would have just added at once. It's very important for you guys to note that I have a wider view in the TBC community, and I have a very wide credibility. Just my video can make somebody to invest in TBC. Just my talking to the person can make somebody to put in money in TBC, because I have a lot of credibility. I have a lot of proof to show. I have a lot of proof to show. So we should not be having small vision. Well, that's just aside, but I just wanted us to take note that let us not allow the law of karma to come to us, because when he visits us, in fact, it's not good, you know. So I was taking an example of Thomas Edison that had to try the light bulb 10,000 times before he finally succeed. So let us figure out the 10,000 ways to make money in TBC. You know, the other day in my office, I was doing a training in my office of close to 40 people, and I was telling them this, and I want to share this with you. I was telling them that what are you writing as your own story in TBC? TBC is a project that started 3 years back. What is your story that you are writing in TBC? Take, for example, take some leaders like Stephen Covey. Stephen Covey in the community, he is the person that has the greatest number of live broadcasts. He's on 300 and something live broadcasts. That's huge. He is writing his own story in the TBC community. That is great. That is wonderful. That's so wonderful. Take, for example, Bitcoin Randy. He is also doing one of the best broadcasts. Take, for example, Derry in the New Zealand. He is also having one of the highest number of live broadcasts. Take, for example, Pritam. Take, for example, Pritam in India. That is one of the leaders that he's going around meeting merchants and making them come into the community. So they are writing their stories. They are writing their stories in TBC. And the question I want to ask you today, what is that story that you will be writing in the Billion Coin community? There are some people that they have their passion to visit the orphanages. They have their passion to teach. They have their passion to help. It is high time for you to start writing your own story. Yes, your own story might just be to ice breaking. No problem. Ice break. Maybe you want to start your own challenge. That, okay, let me start my own challenge of 120 days, where every day I'll do a short video where I'm writing my own story. My dear people, write your story in the Billion Coin community. Tomorrow, people will look for us. People will want to write our biography. People will want to come on and say, wow, I knew that this guy will make it happen. People will like see you on the TV when you're already a billionaire and like, oh, he told me about it. Oh, he used to be my neighbor. You know, oh, he saw me one time and he was like, he sent me an icebreaker. Yeah, that is a story they'll write for you. They'll be like, oh, he was the highest ice, or he was the highest icebreaker. Oh, he was that person that has the highest number of live broadcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, write your own TBC story. Once you figure out how to write your own TBC story, the money will flow. I have figured out how to write my own story. My own story is to teach people, train people, and help them succeed. That's the way I write my own story in the Billion Coin community. So each and every one of us needs to think or need to see how we can write our own story. Are we together? So many of us have our own specialty. We have our own gift that God has given us. We do. But then, are you using it to write your own story? Many of yours, some of us are journalists. Some of us are professors. Some of us, we have names. Some of us are businessmen. But have you figured out how to write your own story? You might actually figure out 9,000 times and you don't succeed. But trust me, at the 10,000 times, you will figure out how to write your own story and make a whole lot of money with TBC. Thank you very much. That's that for today. So I'll be taking some reactions, maybe questions as we are going to move forward. Thank you very much. So you can just remove your mic if you want to say something. You can remove your mic very fast and you just go ahead. Mr. Seymour.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Yeah, how do you do today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes, I'm so excited to be with you this evening. Good evening, house.
They are muted. Just go ahead. They are hearing you.
Yes, they have heard. Yeah, I've heard from you today. My mind is already working on how do I write my own story.
Right.
Because it appears I want to be in a hurry to make a billionaire.
All right.
And so, how do I write my own story is now what is now moving in my head. How do I do it? Because my vision about life on earth is that one must endeavor to leave footprints on the sands of time.
Right.
One must be able to make sure that by the time you are turning away from this earth, somebody should be there to say, somebody passed here.
Yeah.
So, and I see TBC as something that would really give me that leeway to put footprints on the sand of time.
Right.
I just got to know TBC about a few days ago, and what really tickled me, what really attracted me was not even the money that will make there, but it is the information that I found out goes with TBC about world events, things that are going to happen,
yeah,
that will change the way life is going to be lived on earth.
Yeah.
And so if I have to survive Earth life, I should become aware of those changes. I should prepare myself for those changes, because since I'm part of those human beings on earth, those things are going to affect me. And I should strategize in such a way that as these events happen, I should be in a duty post to give help to others who may not be aware of it. Because not everybody has the same calling, like you said.
Yeah.
My calling is, how do I be of help to those human beings who may not be aware of what is happening? Because there is so much ignorance all over the earth. So for instance, my ice breaking, which I just started, is interesting. People are beginning to ask questions. What is it? What is it? Some people think TBC is Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I told them, no, TBC is not Bitcoin. But they should come along with me. Let them just join the meeting and come and ask questions here to get the full view. I just got to know it now, but I know that it has a lot of prospects.
All right, all right.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Simon. I'm going to take another person. I'll be cutting you there. So I don't know if we are finished, but I have to cut you, though, so that we catch up with time. Is there another person who wants to say something really quick? Yes, Madam, Mr. Okeke, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
All right. Once again, I think, what you have shared with us this evening is something that will give further guide to a lot of people, in this training. Yeah. If you have a focus, it makes it easy for you to succeed in whatever you do in life. And what you have said this evening is like letting people to get focused. Where is your passion? Focus on it and be consistent. Need to be consistent in what you are doing, especially with regard to TBC. The second thing is that winners don't quit, quitters don't win. You have to be stable. You have to be consistent. You have to be committed. You have to be serious. You have to be determined to get to where you are headed. If these qualities are not there, one will just be groping in the dark, kind of. So these are the lessons for today's training, which, I taught so much. And I believe everyone in the house, got that message too. And so let's work with it and let's go ahead and make it with TBC. Thank you.
Right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Okeke. I will take another person. It might be a question. It might be a reaction. You can just go ahead real quick. Somebody said, quite motivational. There is no going back in making TBC now to people, even if I fail 10,000 times, many times. Okay, thank you very much, CryptoVic, Vico. Thank you so much for that message. Okay, do we have another person that wants to say something really quick? All right. Please, if you want, okay, I'm seeing Madame Diola. You just remove your mic and you go ahead real quick.
A good evening to everybody.
Yeah, good
And
evening.
I'm very excited to be at this meeting. What I want to say is a further, addendum, which is an encouragement to every one of us. I was, in my eyes breaking, I was now trying to figure out what would be the best approach to people. And what I hit on is that it would do one a lot of good to take one's focus away from making money.
Yeah.
Or talking about money. It would do one a lot of good to offer enlightenment, to share enlightenment with people, point their attention to what is going on globally. And one would effectively do this through showing them or sending them links to videos which are on YouTube. Since they're on YouTube, it is clear that it is not that one is cooking up anything.
Yeah.
This is what is there for every human being to gain access to. And within that, maybe 1, 2, or 3 videos, and then just make a few comments and ask them, what is your view about this?
Yeah.
How do you think this is going to affect you? How are you preparing for this imminent event that will unfold? With that, a lot of them are likely to begin to look.
Right.
On the other hand, I have in the past, tried to share videos with some people. Timid ostriches in the sand. They're afraid. And they don't want to listen. No problem. We keep on going.
Yeah.
We still have, 10,000 attempts. It's a long way. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome, madam. Thank you. Okay. I don't know if we have any other person who have a question or a contribution he or she wants to make. If we do not have any other question, do we have any person who want to say something very fast? You just indicate. If not, we'll have to go now because I'll have another training I want to take. All right, maybe I should take a picture of us. Sometimes it's also good to take pictures, One never know. So take some pictures. Let's see what we have here. All right, those that's okay. Can anybody just show his style so that I'll take a picture here? Can anybody show his reaction? Okay, some people were just smiling. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to appreciate all of you for being here today. We look forward to have you again on Friday. Yeah, today's Wednesday. On Friday, with more reactions, more icebreakers, more ways to see that you make money with TBC, more ways to see that you help humanity. Just like Madam said, it's all about trying to offer services and make people understand where the world is going. And by the time they start understanding where the world is going, then they start taking action and you start guiding them what they need to do in order to prevent themselves from the crises that are coming up. It's true that many people are not reading. I don't know what is even happening in the financial world, and that's why they just say any kind of crap. you know, but sometimes you don't have to blame them. They're entitled to their own opinions. So thank you so, so much. Friday will be another day, same time, 8 p.m. We'll respect time. So I'll be sending the recording in our various forum very soon. Stay blessed. Bye now.
Okay, bye.
Bye.